Hello everyone, NoviceTriathlete here. Welcome to my channel. So this is the last run for 2020 and obviously there's a lot to think about, thinking about the disruption that the virus has caused all over the world. And coming to the last run of the year, you would wish that the end of the year will be the end of the virus. But no, that's not the case. We will still have to wake up tomorrow in the new year 2021 and face the virus, and at least hopefully we'll conquer it and get back to normal life as we know it. So that being said, my 2020 has not been all that bad. I got an opportunity to race in 2 races, one of which was my first triathlon ever since I decided to embark on this journey of multi-sport events. So my first triathlon was in Nano, which was a GoPro triathlon, which is like a miniature short distance sprint triathlon kind of thing where you participate to just get a feel of what the sport of multi-sport entails. So I'll be making a video on how that event went. And then the second one was the Eastbourne triathlon later in September of 2020, and I'm going to share a video as well on how that progressed. So another great thing about my 2020 was I got to marry my childhood sweetheart. We met when we were 9 years old, and of course I'm one of those guys that we have a crush on a girl forever and then tell her after what seems like forever that you have feelings for her. I know it seemed like a cheesy guy, but that was the highlight of the year. So we had 2 weddings. There was a Zoom wedding and then a quick intimate ceremony held at church. We took advantage of the small window that the government had given us to actually be able to conduct weddings under certain restrictions on the number of people that could attend and all that. So not all was doom and gloom for 2020. And so yes, back to today's run, which got me reflecting on life and the future plans that I have for the year 2021, which is, what most people do at the start of the year or at the end of a previous year, just to take stock of your life and to make sure you try to find out what you can improve on and what you want to do and what you want to achieve in the coming year. So of course I hope to improve my fitness and train for a few events that I plan on racing, and praying and hoping that these races will not be cancelled just like last year. So this run has also made me reflect on how much of a weakling I am. I'm out on my run, and please note that it is deceptively sunny outside. As you can see from the video, you would think, wow, there's the sun, it's warm, it's hot. No, you would think that the weather is amazing. No, not at all. And don't be fooled, it's cold outside, and I think it's about 2 degrees. And oh yes, for some of you it may be summer temperatures compared to where I come from, where 12 degrees is my kind of winter. This is torture. Then I come across this gentleman here, wearing a short and a t-shirt, casually jogging along, and it makes me feel like I'm just being a crybaby about the weather. Anyway, more about this run. So it's part of my TrainerRod Olympic distance triathlon training plan. So basically it's a triathlon training plan, but I've removed the swims and substituted the days where I'm supposed to do swimming with other activities such as strength training and stretching, and just adding a run or a cycle on one of the days. So my initial plan, as you can see from the name NoviceTriathlete, was to take part in a triathlon, but then I have to learn how to swim. So at the moment the swimming pools are closed and it's not possible for me to learn how to swim, so I decided to focus on the next best thing, which is a triathlon. I can run, I can ride a bike. I do not need much of the technical facilities that would come with learning how to swim. So at the moment and in the meantime, I'm going to be focusing on that and doing a number of triathlons throughout the year, just to keep myself active. And if the swimming pool's open, I'll start doing my swimming training because I have to learn how to swim. I can float on water and not drown, but I need to work on my technique. There is no two ways about it. I have to find a coach who will teach me how to be more efficient in my swimming. So in my training, I'm in the base phase of my training plan. And for those of you that do not know what I mean, so just a simple explanation is that training is broken down into phases. So there is the base phase or the foundation phase, and then the build phase, and then the competition phase. So these phases are there to make sure that you get in the right amount of training in order for you to be at your peak performance on race day. So this method is used by many athletes, and it's called periodization. So they use it when they train for a particular competition or a particular race. So during the best phase, I'm working on my running and mostly on my cycling, because I need to improve on my cycling, which I'm not so good at. And not that I'm terrible, but let's just say there's a lot of room for improvement. So at the moment, I'll focus on training for these duathlons, and my A race is in September, so my training is set up such that I'm at my peak performance when I get to September, and hopefully a few races in between that I'm going to take part in if they don't get cancelled, just to evaluate my progress throughout the year as I build up for my A race, as you would call it, in September. Then my run is on a mixed terrain. There is road, and then there is this muddy path where, of course, I had to stop and walk, because if I run, I might end up being covered in mud, which would be hilarious to running the remaining distance covered in mud and getting weird looks from people wondering what on earth would have happened to me. And of course, they would probably assume that I was focusing on recording myself for the GoPro and not looking where I was going, and hence ended up in a ditch. Then become a teachable moment on how not to end the year. I digress a lot. And anyway, during the run, I also got thinking about growth as it would apply to me. And at the end of the year, I may not be the best athlete out there when I get through to racing in September, but I should be a better person, a better athlete than I am right now. And it's good to always remember that competition is not always against other people, but it's against yourself. So in this case, it's against myself. And yeah, it applies to all of us. So seek to be the better version of yourself every day, no matter how small the progress. At least you're not standing still. So make sure you just grab all the opportunities, go for those goals, just seize every moment, because as we know, life is too short to be miserable, and 2020 has taught us that we should embrace life, because anything can happen and our livelihoods can just be disturbed and put to a halt. So whatever dreams you have, whatever aspirations you want to go for in the coming year, go for it. You deserve it. Don't limit yourself, and don't let anyone limit you. Go for it and grab the bull by the horns. So till next time, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below on what your aspirations are and what you want to achieve in this coming year 2021, and what your training goals are if you're training for any event, and how many events you've signed up for. And see you next time.